First tonight on our news, live at 7, a heartbreaking discovery brings a desperate search to a tragic end. A 27-year-old man reported missing is found dead in bushes off Bethel Avenue, with police investigating what they believe is a suspected suicide. Plus, major surgeries canceled over at the Ram Memorial Hospital in Grand Bahama as unsafe conditions halt operations, leaving patients in limbo and raising serious healthcare concerns. And
the REACH organization is wrapping up its 27th annual summer camp dedicated to our darlings with autism. Stay tuned to Our News Tonight for more details.
And then in our news at 7:30, left in the dark. Central and South Abaco endured hours without electricity as Bahamas Power and Light worked to restore service. But for many residents, the wait raised more questions than answers. We have the details for those stories and so much more as our news live at 7 starts now. Welcome to our news live at 7. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Jamila Mizik in for Megan Shepard. The search for a 27-year-old man who was reported missing came to a tragic end on Thursday after his body was discovered in bushes off Bethel Avenue. Authorities have classified the incident as a suspected suicide pending further investigation. Our Danielle Miller was at the scene and brings us this report tonight.
It was on Tuesday, police issued a missing persons notice for Antonio Cartwright. On it, it stated he was last seen at CBS at 8:30 a.m. on Sunday. And on Thursday, that search for Antonio came to a tragic end.
Police are currently investigating a suspicious death in the area of Hasio Point Close, just off Bethel Avenue. At approximately 7:30 p.m., Police Control Room received information that persons in this community found a male hanging from trees. As a result, officers from the Grove Police Station responded swiftly and they met a male, partially decomposed, wearing dark-colored clothing, hanging from a tree with a black rope around his neck.
A relative of Antonio Cartwright made the disturbing discovery of his body in bushes a short distance from the victim's residence. Neighbors at the scene told me that it was common for a particular family member to use the tract area, which led to the discovery. They also revealed that Cartwright frequently rode his skateboard in the vicinity. On Sunday, residents reported seeing a skateboard, which they believe belonged to him, lying in the grass. The discovery raised questions about his whereabouts. During a briefing on Thursday night, Inspector Gerard Culmer of the Royal Bahamas Police Force Public Affairs and Communications Department said an autopsy would be required to determine the time of death, given the condition of the body. Police have currently classified the incident as a suspected suicide. However, Inspector Culmer stressed that the autopsy will provide a definite determination.
Were there any additional wounds to the body?
Again, the body is partially decomposed, so we can't see it at this time.
Following the announcement of Cartwright's death, Commonwealth Building Supplies, also known as CBS, released a statement expressing deep sadness over the untimely passing of their colleague. The company extended its heartfelt condolences to Antonio Cartwright's family during this difficult time. Reporting for Our News, I'm Danielle Miller.
All right, thanks for that report, Danielle. Meanwhile, major surgeries at Grand Bahama's Ram Memorial Hospital canceled after a leaky roof and broken air conditioning led to unsafe conditions. The news sparking concern across the island, with patients left in waiting and questions mounting about the state of public health care. Two members of the opposition were among the most vocal. Our Evelyn Ferguson tells us more.
Central Grand Bahama MP Fraser Gibson first raised the alarm with a statement and later voice note, urging the government to take immediate action and pointing to deeper issues within the hospital.
This situation is unacceptable, and it underscores the urgent need for proper maintenance and sustained investment in Grand Bahama's primary healthcare facility.
Her remarks also pointed to the strain on doctors and nurses and the impact on patients who depend on timely care. Gibson says this is about more than repairs. It's about ensuring Bahamians can rely on their health system.
Our healthcare professionals should have the facilities and resources they need to provide uninterrupted care
Former Minister of Health and F&M Chairman Dr. Dwayne Sands describes the situation at the Rand as a potential health risk to patients.
Prioritize some of that surplus money that they claim to have, get the air conditioners fixed or replaced, get the roof fixed or replaced. Simple, easy, end of story.
Dr. Sands, who was once responsible for the Rand within his ministerial portfolio, says the problem at Rand Memorial reflects a bigger issue.
We have had this discussion over and repeatedly about the government moving, promising these pie-in-the-sky ideas about new facilities while neglecting the facilities that the humans have to rely on every day.
Now, we did reach out to Acting Hospital Administrator Sharon Singh, who promised a response following a midday meeting. Next, we tried PHA's Managing Director, Obwinette Roll, who declined to comment. Reporting for Our News, I'm Evelyn Ferguson.
Meanwhile, a man has been jailed for 15 years for attempted murder after he went to his ex-girlfriend's job and stabbed her multiple times. 35-year-old Leslie Ferguson went to the Bahama Resort, where the woman worked as a housekeeper, and stabbed her in the back on November 4th, 2024. He was detained by the hotel security and later arrested by the police. Ferguson took a plea deal when he appeared before Justice Renee McKay. He will receive credit for the time spent on remand. Meanwhile, a 39-year-old immigration officer is facing charges after he was accused of shoplifting from a popular store. Juan Gibson appeared before Assistant Chief Magistrate Shocker Seville, charged with stealing 3 sets of sheets and a can of Lysol from Kelly's Home Center on July 21st. Gibson denied placing the items into his shopping bag and leaving the store without paying. Gibson's bail was set at $1,000, and he returns to court in September. For years, many families in the Fox Hill community have lived on land they could call home but could not legally call their own. Now, 18 residents are receiving original stamped conveyances, giving them clear legal ownership of their properties and the opportunity to build generational wealth. Archanasa Alton tells us more.
Means that I am rich now because land is wealth.
For Fox Hill residents, that sentiment captured the emotion of the day as they received their original stamped conveyances, officially securing ownership of land many have called home for years. Minister of Housing and Land Reform Keith Bell says the initiative is helping to transform the way the Bahamas access land ownership.
This is a whole new paradigm shift in terms of making it easier, making it more accessible, making it more friendly, and of course, reducing the cost. And so what we've been able to do is we've been able to acquire the property and give them stamped and recorded conveyances, all at the expense of the Bahamas government.
The title regularization program began in Fox Hill before expanding to Moores Island, where some 300 conveyances were distributed. The ministry has now moved into Bosingtown, with Pitt Road and Marsh Harbor Abaco next on the list. But for many residents, the document represents more than just ownership. It's about leaving a legacy. One Step Street resident who has lived on his property for the past 14 years says finally having a legal title gives him a sense of pride and security.
Now we can understand our kids, and our kids.
Minister Bell is now encouraging anyone who believes that they may have been entitled to land but does not have a clear legal title to visit the Ministry of Housing and Land Reform to begin the process of securing their ownership. Reporting for Our News, I'm Chanasa Alton.
Certainly great news there. Thanks, Shanasa. This Sunday, July 26, watch our TV for a crucial half hour that could save your life. Join Jasmine Brown and meteorologist Greg Thompson as they dive into everything you need to stay safe this season. Watch Storm Navigator for the latest predictions, storm tracking models, and essential prep tips. This isn't just another show, it's your lifeline for weathering the storm. Tune in to Storm Navigator on Sunday at 8 on RTV. Be prepared. It's the best defense against Mother Nature's fury. And we've still got more to come, but for now, meteorologist Greg Thompson is standing by in the Weather Center. Greg.
Yeah, thanks, Jamelia, and a happy TGIF, everybody. A very warm day around the islands and humid. We have a lot of moisture in place. We'll share on our satellite picture in a while. But 85 degrees is our current temperature on the outside. Your winds out of the east at 10 miles per hour. Feels like temperature is at 96. Temperatures right now around the chain of islands. It's 86 in Freeport, Grand Bahama, also in Great Harbor, Key the Berry Islands. We pick up 87, Alistown, Bimini, over in Marsh Harbor, Abaco, 84, 85. It's Nicholstown now, North Andros here in the capital and in Governor's Abbey, Luther. 86, Kemps Bay, South Andros, more 85s popping up in Arthurstown, Kid Island, Black Point, Exuma Keys, Georgetown, Great Exuma, and in Deadman's Long Island. A pair of 84s in Coburn Town, San Salvador, and in Port Nelson, Rum Key. And into the Southeast Bahamas, 84 in Duncantown, Ragged Island, 85s, Colonel Hill, Cricket Island, Delectable Bay, Acklands, pick up 86 in Abrahams Bay, and you guys have some showers and some thunderstorms nearby. 86 also in Providenciales, Tricks, and Kickers Islands. Matthewtown, Inagua, you are the warm spot right now at 87. Satellite radar composite, we have two upper level lows, one that's racing towards the west across western Cuba, and another one just spinning just to the east of the islands, once again bringing us some cloudy conditions, a lot of moisture associated with this one, as well as some showers and thunderstorm activity. It's likely you're going to see more showers in the forecast tonight through tomorrow, and then we have a frontal boundary to the north that's going to contribute, bringing us some more showers in the forecast for next week. That's your first look at weather. Stick with us. We'll take a second look at our weather when we come back.
Coming up in sports, darts goes global, the W goes to the break, and local baseball goes to its youngest stars.
Rubens has career wear from Casper and Klein and LeSuit that will take you from office perfection to after-hour elegance with professional tailored suiting and business casual pieces. We have your 9-to-5 fit, even in plus. At Rubens, we believe trailblazing women need clothing that will consistently deliver powerful looks that complement their style and confidence. Rubens has workwear for the guys too, with Dockers and Nautica pants, dress shirts, and more to enhance his professional wardrobe. Get dressed up with Rubens, Harbor Bay and Palmdale Plaza, with timeless suiting made to work.
A Sure Win is open 24/7.
You can now top up your Sure Win account anytime online with the online deposit option on AssureWin.com.
Or via any convenient SunCash ATM. Just click the Assure Win selection.
It's quick, easy, and always open. Assure Win online. What's your game?
Lotto, casino, or sportsbook.
Win big. It's a Sure Win.
Quick, easy, and always open. Assure Win online.
Chicken lovers, listen up. Popeyes is serving it up for you. Get 5 pieces of juicy, hand-battered, bone-in chicken for just $10. That's right, 5 pieces of Louisiana-style flavor, fried to golden, crispy perfection for only $10. But don't wait, this deal won't last forever. Head to your nearest Popeyes today and grab your 5-piece for just $10. Popeyes, where the chicken's always worth the hype. Available for a limited time only.
For 38 years, Struckham Commercial Pest Services has provided trained certified technicians while using environmentally safe, industry-standard products. Pests can devastate your business. Together, we will ensure adequate sanitation standards and safe pest exclusion methods. Uncontrolled pest problems lead to significant financial loss due to food contamination, business disruption, and stock waste. Struckham provides detailed solutions protecting your business and reputation. Struckham, #1 in pest control services.
Welcome to Our Sports at 7, presented by 10th Year Seniors. I'm Ronaldo Dorset. Let's do show. When people think of the Bahamas hosting international sports, darts probably isn't the first one that comes to mind. But for the next 10 days, this is the place to be. The Bahamas Darts Federation is hosting 2 major international tournaments at the St. John's College Auditorium, bringing together some of the best darts players from across the Caribbean and Latin America. First up is the Championship Darts Latin America and Caribbean, or the CDLC, July 24th through 26th. This features players from 12 countries: Argentina, Brazil, Chile, Colombia, Costa Rica, Panama, Jamaica, Guyana, Barbados, Trinidad and Tobago, Turks and Caicos, and of course, the hosts. The best to ever do this thing that we do once said, as Jonquil Jones goes, so goes the New York Liberty. And clearly, I was right. Jones has found her rhythm the last 2 games, and the Liberty have been on a roll. She closed out the first half of the WNBA season with another double-double, 14 points, 10 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 blocks, and a steal, as the Liberty pulled off a wild 95-94 comeback win over the Chicago Sky. Speaking of all-stars, the future of Bahamas baseball will have a few of those on display this weekend at the Andre Rogers National Stadium. The Bahamas Baseball Association's 2nd annual National Youth All-Star Weekend is here, featuring the country's best players in the 8U, 10U, and 12U divisions. Tonight began with Media Day, then they took the field for a series of fan-favorite events: the Golden Arm Competition, Fastest Athlete Challenge, and the Home Run Derby. As per our usual, we look back on the best of the week that was, top plays. That'll do it for our sports. Stay tuned to our news at 7:30 for details on these stories and more.
When our news comes back from the break, we turn our spotlight to stories making headlines across the world. As 13 days of warfare shakes the Middle East, this as travel warnings grow and oil markets reel. Plus, global trade turbulence as U.S. President Donald Trump's tariffs spark fury, with Australia calling them completely unjustified. And a lettuce-linked outbreak expands. Cyclospora illnesses surge as the CDC adds 4 more states to its investigation. We have the details when our news returns.
You or a loved one currently under medical care? Do you need affordable medical supplies? Ports International is the largest home health care supplier. Our compassionate team is committed to patients and their loved ones. From hospital beds to wound care, wheelchairs to walkers, Ports is a one-stop shop for your medical supplies, and we accept all major insurance. With 2 locations to serve you, at Airport Industrial Park and Shirley Street, we also ship to the Family Islands. Visit us on Facebook or call Ports at 377-1771.
Man, wait, I just see Paris can post someone win over 30,000 on Chessmate. You lie, Chessmate paying 30,000? Listen, if I win 30,000, I wouldn't tell nobody. But there would be signs. For real? But ain't plenty I can do with 30,000. As a matter of fact, wait, where you going? I got a Paradise Kids throw a little something on my account. I need to try catch Chessmate while it's still off. Wait, you right, Jenna? Joking. I'm here up top of my account one time, you see.
Paradise Games, where every spin is a chance to win. Paradise Games reminds you to please game responsibly.
Want real talk on real health issues? The Doctor's Hospital podcast brings you expert insights straight from our medical team, connecting public health issues to what we do here within the health system.
From chronic disease to mental wellness, we break it down so you understand how it affects you and what we're doing to help. Listen or watch the Doctor's Hospital podcast on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts. Doctor's Hospital Podcast, where public health becomes personal.
This is our news. Welcome back. We turn our attention now to stories making headlines across the world. Iran has targeted U.S. military positions around the Persian Gulf, while U.S. forces launched new strikes on Iranian military sites, marking a 13th straight night of fighting with no signs of de-escalation. U.S. embassies across the Middle East are warning Americans that travel options out of the region could become more limited, while Iran's Revolutionary Guard is urging residents of neighboring countries to avoid areas near U.S. bases. Meanwhile, the conflict has effectively shut down the strategically vital Strait of Hormuz, disrupting global energy shipments, driving up fuel prices, and fueling broader economic uncertainty. Meanwhile, U.S. President Donald Trump's latest set of tariffs drew immediate objections from America's trading partners, including China and Japan, with Australia's trade minister slamming them as completely unjustified on Friday. The administration announced tariffs on 10% to 12.5% on 60 economies late Thursday, saying the countries had failed to adequately enforce a ban on goods made with forced labor. The new tariffs took effect just as stopgap levies Trump imposed after a stinging defeat at the Supreme Court expired at 12:01 a.m. Friday. And federal health officials have expanded the United States' largest cyclospora outbreak to 4 more states. The CDC now says Illinois, Kansas, Oklahoma, and Pennsylvania have been added to the investigation, which was already underway in Indiana, Kentucky, Michigan, Ohio, and West Virginia. The outbreak linked to shredded lettuce served at Taco Bell has now sickened 1,947 people, with at least 98 hospitalizations. No deaths have been reported. The FDA continues to investigate shredded lettuce from Taylor Farms as the likely source. The company recently recalled iceberg lettuce grown in central Mexico. Nationwide, the CDC has confirmed more than 4,100 cyclospora cases across 41 states since May, with thousands more under investigation as officials continue to trace the source. On the other side of this break, our Joshua Williams takes you to the final day of Reach Bahamas' annual summer camp, where joy, inclusion, and community remind us what different, not less, truly means. And then in our news at 7:30, from New Providence to Abaco, the power crisis continues. Hours-long outages frustrated residents and mounting questions for BPL. Our Delvado Emmanuel takes a closer look. That's coming up when our news returns.
Every year, car theft in the Bahamas rises. Thieves are getting smarter and faster. Is your car a target? Compact vehicles are at risk. Don't become a victim. Simple steps can make all the difference. Lock your car. Invest in anti-theft devices. Park smart. Protect yourself. Stay alert. I am PC 4392, Trayshawn Ferguson. Stay vigilant. Report suspicious activity. And let's create safer communities together. Learn more by visiting theroyalbahamaspoliceforce.org.
And I was just telling my friend I wish I could get my Our News updates sent to my phone, like a WhatsApp message or something, you know?
Haven't you heard?
Well, who say that?
It's me, Jerome, your news godfather, and I'm here to update your life.
Well, how do you plan to update my life exactly? Because I don't think I'm understanding. Care to elaborate?
Our News has launched its broadcast channel, so now most important updates come straight to your WhatsApp.
Dad, so you tell me that I have access to real-time updates and news at 7:30?
Yes, you get it first and direct and unfiltered.
Okay.
It's perfect for our viewers who want to stay on top of what's going on.
Well, I want to stay in tune. Are you talking about like recent crimes and political updates and heartfelt stories as well as sports coverage?
We're talking exclusive updates, behind-the-scenes content, major announcements, everything.
Children at the Child and Adolescent Unit at the Sandilands Rehabilitation Center received a special donation this week. The Rotary Club of Southeast Nassau presented a collection of books to the unit's library on Thursday. The donation includes a mix of works by Bahamian authors and internationally recognized publications, giving young patients access to a wider range of reading material. Rotary Club of Southeast Nassau President Candace Smith says supporting the unit reflects one of the club's core areas of focus, promoting mental health while investing in the well-being and development of the nation's youth.
We noticed that the books on the shelves could have used a little bit ramping up. And so we reached out and told them that we are going to be able to provide so much more, flourish them. Youth as well as mental health is a very big focus and a very big passion for the Rotary Club of Southeast Nassau. So as we celebrate these 50 years, we've already advised all of the staff here at Sandilands that we are here to partner with you. We are here to help.
Now, the Child and Adolescent Unit provides care for patients up to 17 years old, specializing in inpatient psychiatric and mental health care, while also offering special education and developmental support tailored to the needs of its young patients. Clinical Director Dr. Annalise Richard says the donation is a meaningful gesture of support and recognition for the important work being carried out by the unit staff every day.
Initiatives like this help us empower our kids because we know that through books, the stories of books, not only are we promoting reading and children's reading abilities, we are giving them stories about bravery, stories about hope, stories about health. And so the Child and Adolescent team is vested, and we appreciate that investment and sharing that investment with collaborators such as the Rotary Club.
Different, not less. 3 words that capture the spirit of Reach Bahamas' annual summer camp. For 27 years, the program has created a space where autistic children can connect, explore, and simply enjoy being kids. On the final day of this year's camp, our Joshua Williams saw firsthand the smiles, the energy, and the community that made the week special.
There are countless summer camps taking place across the country, but one program in the Bahamas is offering a unique experience for students on the autism spectrum. Reach Bahamas, a non-profit volunteer-based advocacy and support organization, provides free resources, education, and social programs, including specialized summer camps for families and individuals affected by autism spectrum disorders. The camp this year was made up of volunteers, and get this, it was free of charge to the campers. One of the volunteers, Dr. Deshaun Saunders, tells me it helped the kids to learn skills outside of the classroom.
It allowed our kids to immerse with other children, not only that, learning activities. They had field trips, Adventure Learning Center. They went to the dolphin encounters. And for our adult children, it was very special because it allowed them to learn life skills.
And the joy on the campers' faces evident. Many of them ran up to me wanting to be on camera, dressed in their mask and superhero costumes. One camper even grabbed the mic and wanted to sing a song. Then there's Kashawn Gardner, who had no trouble giving me a rundown of what goes on every day.
And the new skills I like the most is the exercising, like the rowing. We exercise with music, like with certain actions or steps. And also we also learn to decorate some flower pots, and also say couple things and pray before we eat lunch.
The camp has grown significantly over the past 27 years, and for camp organizers, it's a testament to the work that they do.
Ministry of Education collaborates. They gave us the building, the space, and they also gave us the teachers, the trained teachers that assist with the entire camp. The camp encompasses 61 small kids from ages 4 to 12 and 25 young adults. This year, the camp is a little smaller because of spacing, but we would love to expand, I guess, to have more kids.
Reporting for Our News, I'm Joshua Williams.
What an awesome initiative. Thanks, Josh. And to watch any of today's top stories, be sure to visit ournews.bs or join the conversation at Our News Bahamas on your favorite social media platform. That's going to do it for Our News at 7. I'm Jamila Mizik, handing it over to our Jerome Sawyer for the latest headlines. Jerome, happy Friday.
Happy Friday. I have to agree, that was a really great story there by Josh. Yeah, great stuff. You know, sometimes we have so many difficult stories during the week. It's so good when we get those positive stories. Are you looking forward to the weekend?
I am totally looking forward to the weekend.
As am I. I'm off.
Awesome.
All right. Thanks a lot, Jamila. Well, nationwide power problems continue, plus a first responder's emotional recount of a recent tragic event. Here's a look at your latest headlines. Ahead tonight on Our News Live at 7:30, power problems continue nationwide. Abaconians plunged into darkness for hours on Thursday as BPL technicians struggle to get the supply back online. We've got a full view of what happened tonight. And then the body count continues to climb.
The victim was walking, returning to his residence when a vehicle pulled up alongside him.
A man in his early 20s murdered in cold blood in the Camp Road area overnight. Also tonight, a powerful first-hand account of a first responder's experience.
Tonight in Our News, a traffic cop gives his first-hand account of a tragic accident that claimed the lives of 5 teens. Stay tuned for the details.
And later it's called The Two Selves, a new book by a local relationship specialist designed to help readers understand the difference between their true self and their pseudo-self. Our News Live at 7:30 starts in a moment.
The Atlantic hurricane season is here, and now is the time to get prepared. Join me, Jasmine Brown, along with meteorologist Greg Thompson for a crucial half hour that could save your life. We'll dive into everything you need to know to stay safe and informed this season, the latest predictions, storm tracking models, and essential tips. This isn't just another show, it's your lifeline to weathering the storm. Storm Navigator on RTV.
The Royal Bahamas Police Cadets registration is opening once again, and we are looking for you. 15 through 17 years old in grades 10 or 11, have a minimum GPA of 2.5, and possess at least 5 BJCs with C's in math and English. Then apply today. As the oldest cadet program in the Commonwealth of the Bahamas, we are dedicated to ensuring that every single cadet enlisted is equipped with life skills that will take them through adulthood. If you are interested and with your parents' permission, log on to www.royalbahamaspolice.org/cadet.
Print the application and submit it to the Police Training College on University Drive.
For more information, contact the Police Training College at Enter to learn, leave to serve.
Welcome to our news live at 7:30. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Jerome Sawyer, in for Italia Hall tonight. Power problems continue in pockets around the country as BPL struggles to repair and restore ongoing outages. On Thursday, it was Abaco's turn to deal with extended outages. Residents across Central and South Abaco spent hours without electricity, despite repeated assurances from Bahamas Power and Light that crews were working to restore service. Our Delvado Emmanuel takes a closer look at the ongoing saga.
I didn't compute the hours, but I know it was off from 1 o'clock yesterday, and it came back on at my house at 3:20 a.m., something like that, yeah.
For many residents, it was a long, hot and frustrating day. The outage began shortly after 1 p.m. Thursday, leaving Central and South Abaco and the surrounding keys in darkness. Throughout the day, Bahamas Power and Light provided a series of updates through its Northern Bahamas WhatsApp channel. The first, sent just after 1 p.m., said a problem with one of the generation units at the Wilson City Power Station caused the outage, with power expected to be restored by 2:30 p.m. But that deadline came and went. By 4:33 p.m., BPL said repairs to the generation unit were completed and restoration was underway. But there was no given time for when customers could expect their lights to be back on. As the hours passed, residents remained in the dark. At 7:47 p.m., BPL said crews had run into unforeseen issues while trying to re-energize the Wilson City Power Station. Then at 8:11 p.m., the company reported that one of the generation units were energized, but tripped offline when crews attempted to restore power. Around 11 p.m., BPL's Northern Regional Manager Marvin Green shared this video.
The team did what they could, and normally we use our Black Start unit to get the station back online quickly. There was delay there because there was some malfunction with that unit.
Abaco resident Roscoe Thompson says the impact goes far beyond the inconvenience of losing power.
But it affects our, tourism. It affects, visitors that are staying here, residents, businesses, shop owners.
After the 11 p.m. video update, residents did not receive another update on the outage until 9:36 the next morning. BPL said power had been restored to Scotland Key at 10:38 Thursday night, Murphytown, Dundastown and Forest Tribe at 4:19 Friday morning, and Central Abaco, Hopetown and Matlows at 7:48 a.m. But even after those restoration efforts, another update was issued around noon Friday, this time advising customers on Guana Key that repairs to a down generation unit were underway, with the restoration window of 1:30 p.m. Now I reached out to officials at Bahamas Power and Light for an update on last evening's outages. However, I was told the updates given last night were sufficient and there will be no formal response. Reporting for Our News, I'm Delvado Emmanuel.
The body count continues to steadily climb with another cold-blooded murder overnight in the Camp Road community. Police investigators on the scene in Lion Road off Camp Road Wednesday night are trying to figure out who shot a 23-year-old man in cold blood in front of his home. It's the second shooting this week, and police say it was shortly after 10 p.m. yesterday when they received the report that a man was shot. On scene, they found the victim unresponsive in nearby bushes. Emergency medical services pronounced him dead on the scene. Police press liaison officer Sharia King providing these first details from the scene.
That the victim was walking, returning to his residence when a vehicle pulled up alongside him. The occupants of that vehicle produced firearms and discharged those firearms in the direction of the victim, fatally wounding him.
Now, according to King, the victim was under electronic surveillance in connection with a series of events. Police updated the crime scene details in a press release later confirming the suspect or suspects came in a Japanese model vehicle. At the shooting site, though, King shared only what they knew then.
I noticed that there was a number of cones on the floor that suggest those are the number of shell casings, but the body was in the bush. Would you say that the young man was cornered?
I can't say that. We're still doing our investigations, and we are going to do and take every avenue, look at every avenue to assist us in how this particular incident occurred.
Well, 2 men are behind bars tonight after 2 people were killed and 3 others injured during a shooting on Independence Day. Prosecutors allege that Romeo Cooper and Dion Lockhart are responsible for the July 10th murders of Delano Miller and Fred Wildgoose. They're also accused of the attempted murder of Rachel Rowe, Tamara Dean, and Kitrell Val. The victims were in front of a home on Dumping Ground Corner and Meadow Street when the gunman alleged to be Cooper and Lockhart opened fire. The accused were not required to enter pleas to the charges in court when they made their first appearance before Senior Magistrate Algernon Allen Jr. Bail was denied and they're back in court in November to receive voluntary bill of indictment papers that will fast-track the case over to the Supreme Court. A man was sentenced to 20 years in prison for raping a woman during a home invasion back in 2023. Justice Renee McKay handed the sentence to Kumar Lloyd after he took a plea deal. Now, as part of the deal, prosecutors dropped the charges of burglary, armed robbery, and possession of a firearm with the intent to endanger life. On January 8th, back in 2023, Lloyd and 2 other men forced their way into a home on Marshall Road. They tied up a 59-year-old man and raped his 33-year-old wife in another room. The intruders also stole electronics, jewelry, and $3. Tonight we hear a powerful first-hand account from a first responder who rushed to the tragic crash that claimed the lives of 5 young people in the wee hours of the morning. As loved ones prepare to lay them to rest this weekend, one of the first officers to arrive is speaking about the heartbreak he experienced while opening up about the emotional toll that these devastating tragedies take on the men and women who respond to them. We caution you, some images may be a bit difficult for some viewers. Our Joshua Williams reports.
Oftentimes when tragedy strikes, we often think about the grieving families, members and friends left behind. But do we pause to think about those in uniform that respond first?
Here, each time, the cry out and the hollering and the screaming and you have to try to help console the people, and then you trying to help console them, but you trying to keep yourself together.
It was the first traffic tragedy in years to truly grip the nation. 5 teenagers lost their lives after the gray Mazda sedan they were traveling in, carrying 8 people, crashed into a tree on Shirley Street shortly after 1 a.m. on June 28. The tragic incident captured on surveillance video, prompting an outpouring of grief nationwide, and Prime Minister Philip Davis describing the tragedy as heartbreaking for the nation. For one of the first officers on the scene, Traffic Division Inspector Jerome Thompson, it's a scene he says he will never forget.
I had to imagine that I was on some type of training where we dealing with mass casualty, and that's how I had to program myself.
In the hours after the crash, graphic videos from the scene went viral, showing disturbing close-up images of those who were killed and injured. But Inspector Thompson says nothing compares to the reality of witnessing the tragedy firsthand.
That scene ain't really catch up with me as yet, because how they were removed from the vehicle, and after EMS dealt with them, and how they were spread out on the side of the roadway and covered up. That didn't really catch up with me as yet. You understand?
But the trauma doesn't end when the scene is cleared. For investigators, some of the most difficult moments come in the days that follow as they continue their investigation and meet with the grieving families left behind.
When we have to go to the morgue the day with identification, when they show, after we take the statement from them concerning their loved ones, and then we have to show them the remains of their loved one. They have to identify that person.
Inspector Thompson admits it isn't always easy for officers to find healthy ways to cope with the emotional toll of these tragedies. But beyond that, he hopes the public will think about the consequences of their decisions every time they get behind the wheel. Reporting for Our News, I'm Joshua Williams.
This Sunday, July 26, watch our TV for a crucial half hour that could save your life. Join Jasmine Brown and meteorologist Greg Thompson as they dive into everything you need to stay safe this hurricane season. Watch Storm Navigator for the latest predictions, storm tracking models, and essential prep tips. This isn't just another show, it's your lifeline for weathering the storm. So tune in to Storm Navigator Sunday at 8 p.m. right here on our TV. Be prepared. It's the best defense against Mother Nature's fury. Still on the topic of weather, time now for our first look at temperatures on the outside. Meteorologist Greg Thompson is standing by in the Weather Center tonight. Greg?
Yeah, thanks, Jerome, and a happy Friday, everybody. A warm and humid evening on the outside with a lot of moisture in place. 85 degrees is our current temperature under partly cloudy skies. The winds out of the east at 10 miles per hour. Feels like temperature is at 96. Sideline radar composite. Upper level O, the first one, moving west of us across western Cuba now, racing towards west. We have a second one just to the east of the island. That's bringing us some more additional moisture across the area. Saw some showers last night across the chain of islands. We're likely going to see that tonight to tomorrow. There's a front to the north that's going to drop towards the northwest Bahamas over the weekend and into early next week. That's going to continue to provide us with some moisture in place, so more showers in the forecast for early next week. That's a quick check on conditions around the islands. Stick with us. We'll take a look at your extended forecast and the tropics when we come back.
Still to come on our news tonight, we all lived it during COVID, and now the final all clear. The nation's largest private healthcare system, Doctors Hospital, finally lifting the mask mandate. And later,
the true self is positive. It believes. It sets goals. It works through adversity. It is resilient.
Understanding your true self like never before. You've got to stay tuned to find out the details. Those stories and a lot more ahead tonight on Our News.
The Atlantic hurricane season is here, and now is the time to get prepared. Join me, Jasmine Brown, along with meteorologist Greg Thompson for a crucial half hour that could save your life. We'll dive into everything you need to know to stay safe and informed this season, the latest predictions, storm tracking models, and essential tips. This isn't just another show, it's your lifeline to weathering the storm. Storm Navigator on RTV.
Too many suffer in silence, but silence only protects the abuser. Your feelings are real. Your safety matters. It's time to break the silence. If someone is hurting you, speak up. We will listen. We will help. I am Police Constable 4286 Janae Douglas of the Royal Bahamas Police Force. Let us build safer communities together.
Embrace technology and the digital transformation for better business results. For small business owners, it's essential to understand how technology can affect operational efficiencies. Modern communication relies on technology and your
Well, the final vestiges of COVID-19 falling away, with the country's largest healthcare provider, Doctors Hospital, dropping its mask mandate. Nearly 4 months after the Ministry of Health and Wellness lifted its universal mask wearing requirement for healthcare facilities, Doctors Hospital announced by a statement that asymptomatic patients, visitors, and associates were no longer required to wear masks at its facilities. Hospital officials explaining the change aligned with the Ministry of Health and Wellness's updated guidance, which has lifted the universal mask requirement for healthcare facilities throughout the Bahamas on April 1st. The mandate dates back to the emergency measures introduced in 2020. That's when the administration required face coverings in public spaces alongside social distancing to curb the spread of COVID-19. In September 2022, Prime Minister Philip Davis eased those rules, removing mask requirements in most settings, and up until April of this year, mask wearing had been largely confined to hospitals and clinics. Tourism and foreign investment continue to show positive momentum. That confirmation coming from RF Bank and Trust Vice President of Group Head and Investment, David Slatter. As part of our series this week with Slatter, he pointed out that international investors continue to see opportunities in the country. He adds that Grand Bahama is a prime example of that confidence in action, with major investments helping to drive the island's economic growth. He points to the Grand Bahama shipyard, where 2 new dry docks are expected to create new opportunities, with more Bahamians being hired, more local contractors being used, and thousands of crew members and specialists spending time on island. Slatter says those developments will create a ripple effect.
And this is before these 2 new dry docks actually become fully operational. So to put it into perspective, one of the dry docks had to be brought in 3 pieces and then reassembled. So that's a dry dock that can handle the largest cruise ships in the world. So once they're in place and fully operational, you can think about the knock-on impact for the economy of Freeport. In addition to direct jobs for Bahamians, you do have a lot of contractors and specialists that are flown in. When they fly in, they need to rent a room, they need to rent a car, they need to buy food. So it has a very material impact on the economy. So I made a call to one of my contacts in Grand Bahama this morning, just get it directly from the source, and this individual is very keen to see the impact of these dry docks coming online. You've also got the work on the port, so the American Bridge Company helping MSC with the cruise port, so that'll be another boost to the economy. Celebration Key is doing well, so that's helping the economy. So there are a number of positives. The one thing that I'd love to see happen is serious effort taken to get the airport up and running the way it should be.
Coming up in sports, local dart scores a bullseye with 2 major events. Get it? One all-star weekend ahead for JJ in the W, and another for our youngest stars on the diamond.
Danielle here. Thanks for watching. Be sure to hit that subscribe button. And if you want to see more great content, be sure to hit that notification button and follow the team you already trust.
It only takes a second for things to go wrong. Are you prepared? Don't become a statistic. Follow these simple rules. Leave early, obey road signs, wear seatbelts, invest in hands-free devices, and don't drink and drive. I'm Inspector Gerard Cum of the Royal Bahamas Police Force, reminding you that road safety is no accident.
From 2017, one show has set the standard for current affairs in the Bahamas, and that's On the Record, one of the longest running current affairs shows on our TV. We've been the place where newsmakers come to talk. We've sat down with leaders in government, industry leaders, cultural icons, and international experts. From breaking news to in-depth analysis, our conversation sets the tone for the nation. We've tackled the biggest issues on the planet, held leaders accountable, and given voice to the people. From politics to culture, business to environment, no topic is off limits. Join us every Thursday at 8 p.m. and again on Sunday at 8 p.m. Catch us streaming live on Facebook or catch up with your favorite episode on our YouTube channel.
Welcome to Our Sports, presented by 10th Year Seniors. I'm Ronaldo Dorset. Let's do show. When people think of the Bahamas hosting international sports, darts probably isn't the first one that comes to mind. But for the next 10 days, this is the place to be. The Bahamas Darts Federation is hosting 2 major international tournaments at the St. John's College Auditorium, bringing together some of the best darts players from across the Caribbean and Latin America. First up is the Championship Darts Latin America and Caribbean, or the CDLC, July 24th through 26th. This features players from 12 countries: Argentina, Brazil, Chile, Colombia, Costa Rica, Panama, Jamaica, Guyana, Barbados, Trinidad and Tobago, Turks and Caicos, and of course, the hosts. Following that, you have the Caribbean Darts Organization Caribbean Cup, July 27th through August 2nd. And the Bahamas will compete alongside Barbados, Cayman Islands, Guyana, Jamaica, Trinidad and Tobago, and the Turks and Caicos Islands. The slogan for the weekend: 2 great events, 1 destination. For local players, it's a chance to test themselves against some of the region and the world's best without having to leave home. The best to ever do this thing that we do once said, as Jonquil Jones goes, so goes the New York Liberty. And clearly, I was right. Jones has found her rhythm the last 2 games, and the Liberty have been on a roll. She closed out the first half of the WNBA season with another double-double, 14 points, 10 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 blocks, and a steal, as the Liberty pulled off a wild 95-94 comeback win over the Chicago Sky. Speaking of All-Stars, the future of Bahamas baseball will have a few of those on display this weekend at the Andre Rogers National Stadium. The Bahamas Baseball Association's second annual National Youth All-Star Weekend is here, featuring the country's best players in the 8U, 10U, and 12U divisions. Tonight began with Media Day, then they took the field for a series of fan-favorite events: the Golden Arm Competition, Fastest Athlete Challenge, and the Home Run Derby. The series of events will continue Saturday and Sunday with exhibition games in each division. We had to go back and forth in 10YS headquarters. We were this close to making the LeBron decision the #1 play of the week. And maybe it should have been, but we had a few others. Coming in at 5, we start in the minors. Sebastian Walcott isn't even playing defense right now and is still making a case to get the call up. At 4 on the Diamond League circuit, Shawnee qualifies for the Diamond League final, finishing 3rd in London, 22.24 seconds. At 3, bases loaded for Ian Lewis, bases cleared by Ian Lewis, his first Grand Slam in AA. Coming in at 2 at 10YS, we care about defense. Christian Robinson goes all the way back, scales the wall in right field, and robs a homer. And at number 1, the week belonged to this guy. Game-winning homer against the Dodgers wasn't even his best play, because he followed it up with 2 against the Pirates. That'll do it for our sports. This is 10YS, and the dart scene is crazy. If you haven't seen it before, go find it on socials right now. Might be the biggest party in sports. Also might be our sport with the most untapped potential. It's either that, or fencing, or social media comments.
And still to come on our news tonight, Greg is back in the Weather Center with your extended weather forecast, plus getting to know your 2 selves. It's all contained in a new publication by a local relationship specialist designed to help readers understand the difference between their true self and their pseudo-self. That's all still to come when our news returns.
From 2017, one show has set the standard for current affairs in the Bahamas, and that's On the Record, one of the longest running current affairs shows on our TV. We've been the place where newsmakers come to talk. We've sat down with leaders in government, industry leaders, cultural icons, and international experts. From breaking news to in-depth analysis, our conversation sets the tone for the nation. We've tackled the biggest issues on the planet, held leaders accountable, and given voice to the people. From politics to culture, business to environment, no topic is off limits. Join us every Thursday at 8 p.m. and again on Sunday at 8 p.m. Catch us streaming live on Facebook or catch up with your favorite episode on our YouTube channel. 9 seasons strong, and we're just getting started. This is On the Record.
Joshua Williams here. Thanks for watching. Be sure to hit that follow button and to follow all of our social media pages. Also, don't forget to push that notification button so that you can see all of the great content from the team you already trust.
Conflict doesn't have to end in chaos. Before it escalates, take a breath. Step back. Choose peace. Listen to understand. Respectful conversations lead to real solutions. I am Sergeant 3599 Johnson of the Royal Bahamas Police Force, urging you, let's talk it out, not fight it out.
In what we do at Best Brew, it really doesn't end when the customer purchases our product. We offer specialty coffee, tea, spices, and brewing equipment. We do a lot of our orders via website. We actually have the mobile service and the phone service and the internet. So having business in a box really kind of brought everything together for us, and it helps us to be.
This is our weather. Welcome back. We have the tropics remaining quiet. A couple of tropical waves moving across the tropical belt, not showing any organization at this time. One out there in the central Atlantic, another one approaching the Leeward and Windward Islands and into the Caribbean. That upper level low that just is spinning just to the west of Cuba, helping to trigger some showers in the Western Caribbean, also associated with the tropical wave. Closer to home, though, we do have that upper level low that's spinning just to the north of the islands, northeast of the islands, bringing in some additional moisture, some showers and thunderstorms in the forecast tonight through tomorrow as that system continues to pull towards the west. The first one moving out of our area. So if you have plans for the weekend, you may need to keep the rain gear handy, and ain't no goombas tonight, so you may have to watch for the skies as you may get a shower or two in the forecast. Future forecast showing the moisture with the upper level low that's just east of the island, spreading across the northwest Bahamas tonight through Saturday and keeping us with some clouds as well as some showers in the forecast. Waning a bit by Saturday evening, but by Sunday we expect that frontal boundary well to the north of us to drop across the northwest Bahamas. That will introduce some showers and thunderstorms for the early part of next week. So if you have plans for the outdoors for next week, make sure you act accordingly. Boating forecast for all areas tonight through tomorrow. We still have that caution flag for the Atlantic. Your winds will be out of the east to southeast at around 10 to 15 knots. Seas running 2 to 4 feet, but up to 5 feet in Atlantic waters. Low tide is at 11:47 tonight. Your high tide takes place at 5:25 tomorrow morning. Here's a look now at your national forecast. In the extended forecast, spotty showers throughout the night and into tomorrow, and that takes us into Sunday. Frontal boundary approaches us by Monday, early part of next week, introducing some more showers in the forecast, but those temperatures will stay in the 90s, and those feels-like temperatures approaching near the triple digits. That's a look at our weather. Make it a safe night. Have a great weekend, everybody.
Thanks much, Greg. Well, it's called The Two Selves, a new publication by a Bahamian relationship management specialist, which is encouraging people to look inward, examine the impact of childhood trauma, and rediscover their true identity. Dr. Wayne Thompson has spent more than 35 years helping individuals, couples, and families. He's publishing his first book, The Two Selves. It's designed to help readers understand the difference between their true self and what he calls the pseudo-self.
The true self is positive. It believes. It sets goals. It works through adversity. It is resilient. And we need to see more of that amongst our people. So I'm now taking 35 years of clinical practice and putting it into writing so that we can reach people and help them to have access to tools. Not being able to achieve depresses people and makes them angry. And we have a tremendous amount of that in our society. And this is why we have difficulty regulating our emotions and resolving things.
And believes that understanding those patterns could help people build healthier relationships, better manage stress, and reach full potential. The author is also planning a series of follow-up books that will expand on the same concept, including how the two selves affect love, the workplace, and personal growth. He's introducing the book to the public during a signing event this weekend.
The true self embraces every stage of life. Those of us who are heading towards the golden years. The golden years does not mean that your life is over and you have to park. Dr. Thompson is working on a plan for his life that goes from 60 to 80. I'm excited to get up every morning because I'm working on that plan. And so we want to encourage the Bahamas to come out to our book signing, which is July 25th at Logos Bookstore.
All right, well, certainly if you're out and about and you get an opportunity, sounds like a great book to pick up. Sounds like some great reading there. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. On behalf of the entire team, I'm Jerome Sawyer. Thank you so much for joining us. Be sure and join our news weekend with our Danielle Miller starting tomorrow. You have yourself a wonderful evening.